Look at all the ducks.
So easy to do.
Goodness.
And those of you that don't do it because you don't understand.
Well, that's encouraging. Just rolled up here to the rice pond, the farm pond, and ran 24 wood ducks out of here. They all got up and left out of the back corner. Another pair left this way. We didn't see 24 wood ducks on this all last season, and here we are in July. They're probably in here eating the rice that we threw into the standing water. Just a couple of quick projects to do this evening. First of all, we're putting out fertilizer. Like I said, 50 pounds of 3400. Just gonna go dust it in some of those more viable areas, and we're gonna go hang a trail camera. Last year we had a bachelor group of bucks come in here, and one of them was actually pretty decent. For some reason, once these ponds green up real nicely, the bucks like to get in here and feed around. I don't know if they're actually eating the millet and the rice or not, but they do seem to like to get into that mud and definitely get them a sip of water. First glance, got a lot of germination. We do have some bad spots that last year also did not grow. I don't know if that soil is toxic or what the deal is. First things first, go get us a trail camera put up here, and I can already see deer tracks coming right through this bottleneck. It's probably a good spot for the camera. We'll strap it on here. Should do the trick. And what I'm gonna do is actually spread it in the areas that look the happiest and most viable to try and maximize that seed production. I thought about dressing these areas that looked a little bit more stressed and sparse, but last year we had a major soil toxicity issue where a lot of this didn't want to grow whatsoever. So I don't want to waste my fertilizer up here if one drought is going to kill all this off. Everything you see green, we're going to dust it with a little bit of fertilizer. I always like to wear gloves doing this. That fertilizer can burn you. Another great example where rice fell into the standing water, it did not grow. Where it fell adjacent on the dry ground, it's happy. This rice does not seem to love standing water. There is some growth out here, but not a whole lot. It definitely wants that exposed soil or the organic layer. Over here, same thing. Real sparse vegetation. Something about this soil up here on this side is real toxic or compacted or just not viable for seed growth. We got some volunteer smartweed coming in, which is fantastic. We will take that for sure. All those 24 wood ducks are sitting on this island. I think they're loving all this seed in here they're eating that didn't germinate. I think some of this is millet from last year, this taller, greener stuff, but the rest of it is definitely rice in here. So we've got some really nice germination out here. And there might be volunteer smartweed coming up, because that's what all this was last year. This is all volunteer smartweed detritus. And ducks love smartweed, so that is okay. Biceps are getting a workout. I should have brought the bag spreader. This is the rice. Real tall, green, straight like grass. And then down here is a broadleaf. I'm about 99% sure that's going to be smartweed, because this was all smartweed last year. It's all these stalks left over. If this is rice and smartweed, man, we're going to have a buffet for them. But there's a bunch of it. Y'all got me out here running around with a monopod filming this stuff. Who would have thought? I can see some really young new shoots popping up, and I think that's probably what had standing water. And when that rice finally got exposed to some air, it was off to the races. That's why we went ahead and seeded that rice into standing water, just in case this thing drained down some. which it has. And where Brandon seeded that millet all up into the rushes, there's a bunch of millet in here. That shows you we're getting really good coverage when we're out here, maximizing all that open ground. But I do have something to show y'all. I'm about to eat crow on this one. I get a lot of questions. Will rice grow in standing water? And in all my experience, the answer was no. Well, until now. There are a lot of green sprouts coming up to where we seeded it into the standing water. This was all 100% underwater, and we got a lot of green shoots coming up. So it sounds like the answer is maybe, it can. This whole upper pool up here was 100% standing water, 2-3 inches of it. Right now it's still about 2 inches deep, but there are little rice shoots popping up everywhere. I'm still gonna say to proceed with caution because we don't have quite the coverage and germination here like we do in the areas that had bare ground. But I cannot lie, there is rice growing in standing water. Yeah, this is a good solid 2 to 3 inches of water and then a thick mud layer, and that rice was perfectly fine growing. 3 inches of water right there, and that rice came up no problem. File that in the good to know category. Good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Throwing out a bag of fertilizer, hanging a trail camera for some deer, giving this a nice little bump. 2 dozen wood ducks on the pond. Things are looking good. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Very humbling. 2,000 subscriber giveaway coming very soon. Thank you to all the new subscribers that are hitting the button. Keep looking out for those details. Drop any day now. But as always, God bless. Take care. Yeah, no. Here he comes.